Shalom. This week is the Chag of Pesach. Judaism is nothing if not about memory. Zachor is one of the most well-known and best promulgated terms in Judaism. Even Jews who aren't well-versed in Judaism are aware of the need to remember our past and take lessons from it for the Jewish future. We are celebrating the festival of Pesach right now, a time where we focus heavily on our past. The focus on the Jewish past makes sense for a people with a rich and storied history like ours. But how important is the past in observance of the Torah? During the 7 days of Pesach, we are prohibited from eating chametz. As God wrote, "You shall not eat anything leavened with it. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, bread of distress, lechamoni, for you departed from the land of Egypt hurriedly, so that you may remember the day of your departure from the land of Egypt as long as you live." Rambam considered remembering the Exodus from Egypt a mitzvah that applies throughout the year. He wrote that we are commanded to mention the Exodus both during the day and at night. We do this in Shema, as it states in the Torah, in order that you shall remember the day of your leaving the land of Egypt all the days of your life. Remembering the Exodus from Egypt isn't the only thing we are commanded to remember in the Torah. We are also commanded to remember 5 other monumental events in Jewish history every single day. The Exodus is first on the list, but the other 5 are the revelation of the Torah at Har Sinai, the nation of Amalek's attack on the Jewish people in the desert, the golden calf, and the Jewish people's rebellion against God in the desert, Miriam's gossip about her brothers Moshe and Aaron, and the Shabbat. We remember each of them by mentioning them every single day. Some Jews have the custom of reciting them every morning after prayers. With all the focus on Jewish memory and history, we'd expect to find the Exodus from Egypt mentioned in the most important blessings and prayers. And for the most part, this is true. The Exodus is mentioned in the Shema and the Kiddush on Shabbat. But its absence from the daily Shemona Esrei, arguably Judaism's most important prayer, is glaring. We would expect to at least find a reference to the Exodus, something along the lines of, "God, redeem us from exile like you redeemed us from Egypt." If Judaism considers remembering Egypt to be so important, why is it left out of the Shemona Esrei? Rambam explained the source of Shemona Esrei. When Israel was exiled in the time of the wicked Nebuchadnezzar, they became interspersed in Persia and Greece and other nations. Children were born to them in these foreign countries, and those children's language was confused. No one was able to express themselves coherently in any one language, but rather in a mixture of languages. Consequently, when someone would pray, they would be limited in their ability to request their needs or to praise God in Hebrew, unless other languages were mixed in with it. When Ezra and his court saw this, they established 18 blessings in sequence, what we call the Shemona Esrei. A theme of Shemona Esrei is to look to the future. It prays for a better life for the Jewish people. It focuses on forgiveness from sin, personal and national redemption, a rebuilt Jerusalem, and a Messianic era. The daily prayers aren't reflection points about our past. They are times to think about the Jewish future. Jewish study looks to the past. Jewish prayer looks to the future. Jewish memory is important, but it's secondary to the Jewish future. Memory is there to serve as a catalyst for a better future. Our rabbis taught that in the Messianic era, most of the books of the prophets will be forgotten, and most festivals no longer observed. At that point, the past will play a minor role because the Jews will have already achieved their greatest future. Chag Sameach.